it and think that. But I mean, it could be in your mind, but that's not to be confused with actual reality. You could be homeless. You're fucking homeless. You can. If I think, therefore I am. In my mind, it means you can, but you would have to work to do it. And if you put your mind to it, it's like and if you put your mind to it, you could do it. That's what it is to me. It's a new way of saying, put your mind to it, and you could do it. So now it's for men. See, but to me, it's the same shit. And I do believe that. If you do towards it, you'll make it happen.
Midas, what comes to your mind?
I don't know. I'm topsy-turvy about it because I kind of feel like if you think that you can get a task done, if you feel wholeheartedly that you can get a task done, you think that you can, therefore you will. It may take quite a bit of time, but you can get the goal accomplished if you stick it out and really drive hard in trying to complete that task. Or, to Marvin's point, it could just be a completely total delusional state of mind. You know, you think you a chick, but you not. Like you cannot defeat biology. You just can't beat. You can't beat biology. Put plain and simple. So I think that it's a double-edged sword. But then again, I don't know. Topsy turvy about it.
Good day and welcome in.
Fellas, I made it.
Of course, you walk into the back end of a comment, and I could tell by your face that you were taken aback by it. So the title of the pod today is "For a Man Thinks, Therefore He Is." What comes to your mind when you hear that statement?
Yeah, well, we are our thoughts. So that's the first thing that comes to my head. Whatever you think and believe is how it would portray in your life. Like even from, confidence. It's like if I tell myself I'm the best enough and I actually put the work in and I live like I'm the best, then that's what's gonna be portrayed when people meet me. Like they're gonna feel that confidence that I speak into myself. It's just like you just speaking into yourself, as far as your thoughts. And then subconsciously is how it plays out. Because if I tell myself I'm a loser every day, it's gonna show up when you meet me. Like, yeah, that man he's why he like that? He don't got no confidence, So, just I think the power of thoughts is just as powerful as the power of the tongue.
I mean, I get that too. I get that too, Kadeem. But it's like, I think my Maxima is a Lambo. That don't mean that it is. And you know what I'm saying? You got people that go ahead.
He said a few things like if I live like this and live like this, see, he said that right in there. If I think this kind of means to me, like you said, if you think it and you push hard and you do what you're supposed to do, part to me meant everything we said. Like yeah, it's a thought, but if you put work behind it and be your reality and keep your confidence the whole way because you know where you're going because you see. That's how it's just that one part right there. Because other than that, yeah, it could turn out to be delusional. Be like, this the crib. And it's not a crib.
Right.
It's an apartment.
Right.
So I love y'all. You see, here's what happens. I have never seen a person be anything that they didn't think first. Now,
you never met never to you growing up that janitor wasn't like, nigga, I'm a janitor.
Okay, so let me finish my comment first, and let me finish my piece first. All right. Okay. So when I say a statement like that, I'm saying a statement like that predicated off of the fact that your actions will predicate a reality. and the reality that you predicate, you may sit here and think that I'm going to be the best rapper in the world. That don't necessarily mean that your outcome is going to match your thoughts. But it means that what you think and how you think is going to predicate a reaction. Will that reaction always be consistent with what you think, as you stated, in the instance that there's some delusion? 50 Tyson, I know you guys remember that kid.
Oh, yeah. They wrong for doing that boy like that, but all right.
But you know what? 50 Tyson had a bigger buzz than almost 90% of people that attempt rap.
Yeah.
Ice
And the dude from American Idol.
Ice JJ Fish had a bigger buzz than almost 90% of people who attempt music.
Facts. Makes me want to hang it up.
So here's where we get at, right? Because of the fact that we like, oh, well, if you put the work in, what the hell work did they put in?
Well, you know, he was born challenged. You know, he had the cards in his favor. You know, we in a time where people embracing that. If you got the confidence, he had the confidence.
My point is, it goes back to a quote that I had shared in the group chat once upon a time. Is that a crackhead is never going to say, oh, I can't get crack today. You'll never see it.
Correct.
You'll never see it. So are you going to get out-hustled by a crackhead today?
Man, crackheads hustle. That's
They hustle hard, bro.
They hustle hard. That's it. You setting the bar real high.
So when we start talking about thinking, we're not talking about feelings. We're not talking about feelings. We're talking about the man that you see in the mirror and the reality that you are manifesting, loosely interpreted with that terminology, is based on whether what you say to yourself and the action to proceed agree or disagree with the reality. So therefore, let's look at it like this. There's a lot of people who speak very highly of themselves. There's a lot of people who they speak in a manner of highly exalting themselves, who they praise themselves for mediocre accomplishments.
Yeah.
But the reality of them does not match the delusion of them. But who are you to tell them that they are not the Sultan of Iran?
I mean, not only do their accomplishments, you know, classify as mediocre, but then they hang on to things that they may have done, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, a decade ago, and still try to use that as if that's some type of accolade that could be used today. Like, you did that 10 years ago. What are you doing right now?
I learned to ride a bike.
So what if you got that contract 7 years ago? Did you get one today? Like, who cares? What are you doing right now that could benefit what you got going on or classify who you are right now?
See, so this is what it means by when we start talking about thinking. I think we misconstrue thinking and feelings a lot. We try to merge them and conflate what you feel that you are versus what you convince yourself that you're worth. So if you get up here and you work, you're not going to work for what you feel. You just automatically feel it. The feelings are damn near borderline synonymous with entitlement.
Yeah. Today they are.
Yeah. Agreed.
So if Kadeem told me that he think he can go out here and he can go get a $500,000 house in a year, the actions to follow is going to predicate whether or not there's truth to that or whether that was just some stuff that he was feeling at the time. The work is what separates it from being a thought or a feeling.
You don't think it takes some level of delusion to achieve like super huge goals?
No.
I don't.
Like
What I
delusion?
think is
No.
what I think is that is only some goals are only delusional because nobody before them did it. The plane
Okay,
appeared to
but
be a
that's
delusional
how we
feat.
view it, though, right?
Well, again, it's like there's all right. So there's two different kinds of delusion, right? There's delusion of the Wright brothers creating a workable, usable plane. It happened, although nobody really believed that it could be done. Then there's a trans woman giving birth to a baby.
You want to take it? You want to take it straight there?
But it's the
what I'm
best
saying is that
example.
there's some delusions that
Nothing
are based
derogatory.
in
It's just the best example.
there's science, there is all types of everything that ties into the architecture that made planes possible. Aerodynamics, thermodynamics. There were so many tests to be done. In human creation, there has never been a time to where a biologically born man has been able to conceive a child.
Facts.
Until the day that that happens, it is 100% impossible until that ever takes place. Now, if science finds a way to alter that type of situation to make it to where trans women can carry a child, and I mean, I don't know what kind of science you can create to do such a thing, but in the event that that thing was to take place, then it's no longer an impossible thing. So if somebody says they don't want to play mad scientist and I'm going to bridge this barrier so that they can be over here living their lives and they don't have to worry about crossing over here to do it.
I watched Summer Twins, Jose.
I haven't seen it, but what I meant was, in the midst of what you're doing, and people can't see it, but you keep working at it. To them, it's delusion, and to you, it is some sort of delusion until it actually happens. Because until things fall into place, isn't that what it is?
Think about it like this: the dollar exists. So before there was a billionaire, nobody probably thought that it could exist. But if there was $1, process of elimination says there can be a billion of them. There's some level of reality that is tied into it. So if a bird can fly, something else can fly. The possibility is there. How do you do it? In an area where there's no possibility, like, okay, well, go ahead and just walk under the water and just start breathing.
I feel like no one thinks they're delusional. To other people, yes, you may look delusional. You think you're gonna make it to the NBA. This nigga gonna make it to the NBA. But in all actuality, to you, it's not delusion because you can see it, and you know you can play basketball, so you know you can get better. So therefore, there's some truth to it. So it's not a delusion; it's a possibility. Might be a far-fetched, hard possibility to get. Impossible, no, though. You know what I'm saying? People, best rapper in the world. They can say, I want to be the best rapper alive, all that. Possible? Yes, because you know you can rap. You know you good. There's somebody going to think that you're the best rapper in the world, even if it's you. So there's no delusion behind that. That is a goal. So it's like, yeah, other people going to be like, are you delusional? You think you better than or you could ever be better than. Yeah, they can say that and think that, but you have seen yourself cross the lines that you believe make you that person, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I mean, even with that example,
any type of audio there, or was my audio all messed up again?
No, that was clear.
No,
you actually pretty clean right now.
Whatever you're doing, don't
Yo,
do
camera
nothing.
keep going out though.
I think you just froze. You just jinxed it.
I mean, even with that example that he said, if you the rapper analogy, somebody had to be the first rapper, and then somebody had to be the best rapper. But it had to exist. It had to come into existence first. The possibility had to come into play prior. So you thinking that you could be the best if the bar, let's just say the bar is set at Jay-Z. So you being the best is a matter of public opinion. It's going to be predicated off the work that you put in. To somebody today, you might be better than Jay-Z. Did you accomplish the goal? If you got one person convinced that you better than Jay-Z other than yourself, did you accomplish the goal?
It depends.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a W. If you have someone,
that's my point. It's like
if you got somebody from Gen Pop to say that about you, that's a W.
And again, that's where it comes in. All you need is one plane to go in the sky to disprove or prove. All you need is one person to agree with what you say and you proved or disproved. In the mindset of what you think, if what you think translates outward, how many people, what is the measuring cup that validates whether it is or it isn't? So if I feel that way, that's one thing.
You see Jose comment?
Yeah, I actually want to respond to that. So Jose, and we had already spoke about this before, is that your short-term goals is basically a list of milestones for you to accomplish your long-term goal. There's nothing delusional about mixing the two because you need the two in order to accomplish and complete and reach the long-term goal.
Midas, you win. This is my last week on the phone, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and put it all together. I can't deal with it like this no more. I apologize.
Everybody, congratulations on growth, everybody.
This is my last week on the phone.
Everybody clap it up for growth.
Clap it up for growth. As long as I could, Midas, you win, dog. Next week I'll be on the computer.
What do you mean by 1,000 in a year, Jose?
Nah, he said a goal of me saving
1,000 in a year.
Yeah,
there's nothing delusional about saving 1,000 in a year. See, your short-term goal, all right, your long-term goal is 1,000 in a year, but your short-term goal could be every single check. I'm going to take $10 to $15 out and put it in a pot. Every paycheck, I'm going to take $20 out. Every paycheck, I'm going to take, you know what I'm saying? That's the short term. The second you get paid, you off top, finna take out $10, boom, and throw that in the pot. That's a short-term goal to reach that $1,000, which is the long-term goal. So you need both. There's no delusion about that. And what would make it delusional is if you got paid, if you got an $800 check, and then you take that whole entire $800 check and then you dump it in your savings when you know that you got the rent due in a couple of days and your cell phone bill due and all that, but you worried about the savings, that's delusional.
Well, it's
bad prioritizing.
Yeah, basically. You can save $1 million in a year. You can save $1 million in a year, but the thing is, you're really gonna have to extremely heighten your financial IQ. You're going to have to put some things in place. You're going to have to put some businesses in place. You're going to have to put some investments in place, serious investments, because $1 million is serious money. You're going to have to make serious adjustments with your money in order for you to be able to save $1 million a year. You're going to have to drastically increase your income and increase your ways of making money. And you need to figure out how to make money without you being involved in that particular task to make that money. Well, it's a one and done thing. Just like these videos, we do these videos, and then these videos are on the internet for life, and people are going to be able to come back to them forever. Yeah. It's a one and done thing.
So let me add on to that. I like that.
You want to add some more sauce to the ribs?
Yeah, I want to put some sauce in them ribs.
All right.
So one thing that I think about with what I just heard you say was the fact that you can tie elements of delusion and non-delusion into that. Like, for instance, if I set up a plan or set up a goal to where it's like, okay, I'm projecting out XYZ, I need to make this much money, I need to do this much this, I need to be able to retain this much of my income over said period of time. I mean, most of us do that with a retirement savings or whatever have you. Like, it's a common understanding that a percentage of whatever you make goes away for another time. Now, if your strategy is every time I get paid, I'm going to go and buy $200 in lottery tickets.
Yeah.
So now we adding a little hints of delusion to the mix.
Wait, we have seen people get winning. It has been proven, so therefore
it had okay. So it has happened. Now again, there's some outlier situations. There are some outlier situations to where it has happened. That don't mean it's gonna happen for you. If that is your retirement plan, or that's your plan to make $1 million, that might not be a very good plan. It might happen.
That's gambling and hope. I think hope is born.
Delusional.
I think hope is born out of delusion. That's just my opinion.
I don't know. Yeah, I can't talk about this gambling thing because I know someone that go to the damn casino and is making a salary. So
that and that's good for him. So now for the other 100 million people that's going turn over their damn houses and stuff like that,
right?
He might want to teach a course.
For every one of them is 50 niggas lost their house at
putting up the car, putting up the Rolex, you know what I'm saying?
See,
putting up the motorcycle.
He got their money. He got all their money. Everything they lost up in there, he got.
So no, I mean, in a situation, let's take it a little further than that, right? What happens is that a lot of us as men, I want to keep this very specific to men, is the fact that there's a lot of, I say that all men have an assignment. And that assignment is something that they know, and sometimes that they know only, that they're not dealing with, that they're not holding themselves accountable to getting done. And they're convincing themselves every other reason for why it can't happen. Either that reason why it's not happening is because some external factor. Jesus is the homie, he gonna make it happen at some point in time. I just gotta wait for it. Or
no, I was just raising my hand because I really felt what you were saying. Because
oh, I thought you was going to add on to that.
Being accountable. I was just
yeah. I mean, it's just like we have so many different situations, and the thing about it is the fact that as a man, one of the most important lessons that we learn in life is that nobody's coming to save you. So if you don't do it, if you allow yourself to become 600 pounds, there's nobody coming to empathize with your fat ass.
We need sound effects.
All right. But my point is the fact that whatever situation that you put yourself into, there's no bailout plan. Nobody is coming to rescue you out of that situation that you put yourself into. So the more that you try to pass the buck and push the situation off to the next person or push it off to some external situation outside of the fact that you're just not doing the work, you can't be mad at the outcome that it is that you're getting. But in your mind, you think that you're not at fault. But in all reality, you are completely at fault. And again, it's like, let's just take the whole fat situation out and just insert a circumstance. Insert circumstance anywhere. And when you insert that circumstance and you look at it from the perspective of, you know what you have to do, are you doing it? Are you following through? A reoccurring situation that you're continuing to face this same beast over and over again. That beast is whipping your ass over and over and over again.
Yeah, financially draining, emotionally draining, spiritually draining, and you're doing absolutely nothing. There's no physical action being taken to conquer this beast. You're just letting it play out and just hope it go away. Or hope that there's going to be some light at the end of the tunnel where it's going to be a smooth, easy transition out of fucking with that beast. And it ain't.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we try to take the road of least resistance, when we really need to be super aggressive and slay the dragon. We trying to tame the beast. We trying to charm the beast. We trying to do everything else other than grabbing a spear and putting it through it. And that's how we deal with a lot of situations that we know that there's something that needs to be done in whatever aspect of our lives that it needs to be done in. But what is preventing you from going and doing what needs to be done? What's preventing you from doing the work? What's preventing you from severing that relationship? What's preventing you from saving that money? What's preventing you from getting rid of this thing that you seem to be so tied to that you can't seem to let go of? Like, what is the repercussion that you fear more than your own anxiety, unrest, and unhappiness?
You preaching, man. I don't know. I almost started speaking in tongues, man. Preaching today.
No, I mean, because it's like every man on this panel, we got something on us right now that we need to be doing. There ain't not a single person that's watching this that's going to see this in the future or that's involved in this organization and what it is that we do. And this whole organization that we have, the Extraordinary Men, is all about accountability. You can't be an extraordinary man until you become a man first. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things that is like when I'm sitting here looking at myself, and it's like Midas will tell you, I complain almost every day about how I look in my clothes because I used to be like super, super skinny. And to guys who done been big their whole life, it's just like, dude, shut up. But to me, it bothers me. But it don't bother me enough to fix the problem. But it bothers me enough to complain about it. You see what I'm saying? It's like I sit here and it's like I'm about 206 conservatively. This is the biggest I have ever been in my life. Some people, some guys, they've been that their whole life. Like 206, like shit, that's back when I used to be sexy, baby. Like I miss those days.
250 back when I used to be sexy. The fuck?
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't been smaller than 250 since high school, man. 6'5", 250, whole life, man. This is what it is.
Let y'all niggas have this one because you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let y'all have this one, you know.
No, all I can say is that one thing about me is that as I've matured, I don't mind putting myself out there as an example. I don't like throwing stones and casting rocks out there that I can't turn around and apply that same thing to myself. A lot of people can give advice, but not a lot of people can take it. A lot of people can give criticism, but not a lot of people can take it. So I'll throw darts at myself first. I don't mind it because at the end of the day, once it lives out here, now I got to do something about it. There's no secrets. There's no holding in my head no more. It's, okay, now you got to act on it because whether one person or 10,000 people heard you say that you was going to go get your fat ass in the gym, so we need to see some Instagram photo proof. And not just the ones that you take to show that you went neither.
After you just sweating in the mirror, you just came out the sun and sweating.
Take that bottle of water and put on the stunt.
But shout out to Ashley. He says he's 270. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, and and again, shout out to you, Ashley. It's like I remember when you showed me that picture. Like I never would have believed that you were that big unless you actually showed me the pictures of your before and afters. You know, so it's just like some of us see certain things that it's easy for us to tackle. And some of us see things that some of us see things that's easy to tackle, and some of us see things that we make a mountain out of it. We really make it to be the world's biggest thing. Some of us, we make women out to be like the biggest hurdle and the biggest challenge on the face of the planet. And I tell anybody, it's like until you didn't crossed over into your 3 pillars, you shouldn't even be focused on no woman. You can't do nothing with it. You can't do nothing with it. What you gonna provide for her? You ain't got no money. You ain't got no place to take her. Yeah, weekend you got to go to the hotel because you ain't got no spot to kick it with that. Like, come on, man. like, hey, let me see if my bro is gonna be at the crib this weekend so I can slide it through. Like,
go ahead and hit the couch.
Real, like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with some frat boy lifestyle, but at the same time, it's like sometimes you gotta look at it and say, all right, it ain't mutually, it can't be 3-4 of my homies all in the same crib. And then I got my shorty over here. She ain't gonna feel comfortable with that.
Trying to get in the bathroom. Check it out real quick. Check it out. I just want to show you something.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like even then at a certain age that might be okay, but it's like I'm almost 40. That can't happen. So in essence, the understanding that there's work that needs to be done and that none of us are exempt from the work that needs to be done. That we actually have to take the time to assess the situation. Sometimes the monster's sitting right in front of us and we don't necessarily want to deal with it, or we don't see it as a big problem right now, but then it starts to grow over and over and over and over and over again. It's like there's family that I cannot get on the phone with if I wanted to, because I know for a fact that the second that I crack that door back open, I'm letting Pandora's box into my life, and it's going to be everything that I don't need it to be. You can love them, but I had to leave you right there where I last saw you for the sake of my own sanity.
Yeah, I had to do that today. Yep. Actual.
Yeah, I mean, it's a. I just think that when it comes down to what a man thinks, particularly what a man thinks, he has to understand that he's accountable for his own actions. And no matter what the result yields from those actions, he has to stand tall on them. Like there's just no other way around it. It's like
feel like it. I know I didn't none of that. You know, stand on that.
I mean, Marvin, in your line of business, I mean, literally, that's pretty much all you do is hold people accountable all day.
Yeah, and then give them opportunity to fix what they messed up. You know, but the first step to that is owning that. Yeah, I could have done better. I didn't. Now I know better. I'm gonna do better. And it's like, you know, we shall see.
Yeah, I mean, like for instance, like when it comes down to subsidies for housing, for getting people back to work, trying to make felons hireable, going through programs to help them get certain things expunged, trying to help them get financial aid so they can go back to school, helping them get CDLs, you know, helping them find temporary shelter. There's a bunch of stuff that's out there to try to help people, but all cap.
I'm just saying, if you're in Chicago, that's one of them right there.
But there are things that are insistent on trying to help people. But the first step of helping people is that you have to be willing to help yourself first. And one of the hardest nuts that it is to crack is to try to convince a man that you're not less of a man for asking for help.
Because society told you are.
Like if you don't have it all figured out. And it's like that's one of the things that like really drives me up a wall current day is the understanding that there's two things that I find to be real strange about modern behavior. And it might not be modern behavior, but just in my lifetime. You have that one person that is hell-bent on doing it on their own, excluding anybody and everybody. Just, I gotta be the boss, I gotta be the alpha dog, I gotta like their whole mindset is based around ensuring that they at the top or they seen at the top of the food chain. They will destroy their entire lives trying to one up everybody else around them.
I see what Jose just said. We try to help people fix their life before we haven't fixed ours. Somebody who smokes can tell you not to smoke and they didn't tell you nothing wrong. So that don't mean nothing. Whether your life could be total trash, you could tell me how to fix mine and still be right. It doesn't take validity out of the words you speak because of what's going on in your world. If somebody goes, hey, kids, don't smoke. Smoking gives you cancer and it kills you. And they go, but you smoke. Yeah, it's true. That's how I know. you know? Or maybe, yeah, it's true, but this is why I don't want you to do it. It's so many different ways. A poor person could tell you where they fell off the wagon at and why they went broke. And that'll help you never go broke. So,
or it gives you a deterrent from a direction that will drive you to broke.
You know, just because your life isn't fixed don't mean you can't give advice to other people to fix theirs. And it doesn't mean that your advice will be wrong. It just means you ain't good at listening to your own advice.
I think I guess what he's saying is that he meant like fix. You know, you have people that would give their last and they can't even, and their last is actually their last, and they ain't together, but they trying to help the next person.
That's what Mike was talking about earlier. This guy right here, that delusion, putting $800 in a savings, knowing you got rent, and then claiming to be homeless. Yeah, he right about that. You ain't got no business trying to financially fix nobody else's life. Anything past advice if your situation ain't straight. Now, granted, I've done it. And we all done barbecued ourselves for other people. It has happened. This is one of those times where I'm telling you not to do something that I have done several times.
Barbecue, rotisserie,
extra sauce on the rib. No, I mean, I feel you on that. And it's like, hey, remember when you was talking about the gas station theory?
It's hard not to. It's like,
oh yeah,
I know I'm hurting too, but I mean, I just screwed myself out of a lot of stuff helping one of the guys. Like, helping a bunch of stuff went wrong in my life at the same time, all because I was helping somebody else and I was not in a position to do that.
So you know what's funny? In the 48 Laws of Power, Law 10, infection, avoid the unhappy and the unlucky. I would suggest that everybody read that when you get a free moment. And it's very detailed transcription about the types of people who just carry burden and sorrow and destruction with them everywhere that they go. And it's like they have this very infectious way of weighing their problems down on you. And even if it's not a financial burden, sometimes I came up with this theory years ago. I might have told some of y'all about it. I talk a lot. What I call it the Xerox paper theory. How the Xerox paper theory work is everybody's walking around with a 5-pound box of Xerox paper, their own problems. Every time that you go to somebody else, you taking a couple of sheets of your paper and you dumping it off on their pile. Every time you complain to somebody, every time somebody complains to you, they taking a couple of sheets and dumping it on your pile. Everybody has a threshold that they can carry. Some is light, some is little. But before you know it, when you finally get to the fact that you're about to drop that stack, meaning that you're just finna lose it and your mind is just completely gone, you will be surprised at how much of that clutter don't belong to you that's causing you to have an out-of-body experience. The years of secrets, the years of holding on to other people's information, the years of answering a phone call, listening to somebody's sob stories, the years of everything that you've incorporated from other people trying to be a friend or trying to be a confidant or trying to keep it real or whatever the circumstances may be. It's a consistency that we walk around on a regular basis giving and taking. And then you got to ask yourself, are you one of the people that are habitually giving or are you habitually taking? Or am I habitually dumping off on some people because I'm habitually being dumped off on others? So if I call you up and I talk to you about somebody else's drama, that's because I'm passing their paperwork off to you because I don't want to hold on to it. So like the theory, I think, is very indicative of the way that we operate in society. It's like a game of telephone just with emotions.
That's one way to put it.
I like that.
Telephone with emotions.
Yeah, I like that. That happens every day, man.
Yeah, even in relationships, that whoever you get with, and if they have they got kids, they got a couple baby daddies.
A habitual taker.
You taking in all of that.
Yeah.
On top of whatever you got going on, so.
You taking in the baggage, the emotional damage, the financial burden, everything under the sun. And then if you don't get no act right, then you got to take that too.
That's all I said. With zero accountability, and they act like it's your privilege to do that shit. Let's just the buck.
Yes.
It's your privilege to
You
take.
should be privileged to take on my bullshit.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the delusion. That I was trying to stay away from it, but that's what I was gonna point out when y'all said delusion. That shit right there. Delusion and accountability go hand in hand. Somebody said that. I want to say it was me, but I don't know. We gonna take but they go hand in hand, and they it's like, hey, I am entitled to this. Like the whole I should be able to hit you, you shouldn't be able to hit me back. Or the
that is very delusional.
Are lucky to be able to deal
because I'm finna treat you like Craig did Debo, and I'm gonna find the nearest brick and I'm gonna try to lay you clean out. Keep your hands to yourself.
I mean, it's just like a total lack of accountability. Like, hey, you deserve all of this stuff, all of these bad decisions I made, all of this shit that I got coming with me. Be happy that you get it, because you get me.
The justification is that those bad decisions made me a better version for you because I already went through it. That's the delusion. But you're not dealing with it. You're not going through the steps to rid yourself of the trauma that's associated with those decisions. You're just passing it along, grabbing more as you go, and then taking a new bag, which like I got the Prada over here, got the Gucci over here, got the Louboutin over here, got the shoes to match.
All in the contractor bag. That's what it says.
Right.
Mm-hmm. The good contractor bag.
The 50-gallon thick one.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Come on. Put all my...
Right, just read that comment.
The one from Ashley and Jose?
Yeah.
All right, so Ashley says the whole BS of if you don't take me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best.
Before y'all
that
jump
is
into that,
the most delusional statement I've ever heard.
hold on. We're gonna chime right into
Somebody deserve you at your worst, don't deserve you at your best, bro.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Don't spoil it yet. Hold on. Read the next comment.
The next one says emotions again equal dopamines, but we are responsible for it because we chose it. We took an action based on emotions, and that's on us at the end of the day. Boom.
That's accountability right there.
Hold on. Do I have a mic to drop?
I got something.
I do. I got my little mic.
Wrap this up, Mike. That's it. That's over. Right.
I got my little mic. You know what I'm saying?
No, so to Ashley's comment. No, I don't even want to be the one to respond. Y'all do it. Y'all do it.
Nah, I ain't got shit, man.
No, y'all eat that up. Eat that up. I don't even want to do it.
That's real. And I mean, if people really felt like that and really stood on that, then instead of it being, you're lucky to take me and my shit, it would be, hey, I come with this shit, but this is what I am now. This is how I'm moving, and this is why I'm worth it. So let's move forward if we can build together. That's what that statement tell me. I take accountability for my shit, and I done went through my shit. Now I'm ready to do this with you, and I'm on a level where I can do that. Let's make it happen. That's what the shit should mean. That's right there is perfect, but it's too much like right. That shit don't happen in the world for real.
I mean, you shouldn't even be entering.
Mouth, G, in their head, they'd be like, I'm just saying that so that you'll think I'm something.
I mean, realistically, you shouldn't even be entering into anything if you're at your worst right now. Like, that shouldn't even be a thought in your mind. Getting yourself together, whether it be working through whatever trauma that you're going through, or working or going to see seeking therapy, whatever you got going on, all that needs to be handled first.
Let me add some sauce real quick. What you just said, you shouldn't want nobody at your worst. Fuck that. Let's think about it. If you're a bum at your worst and somebody wants you, that mean they like bums. Do you want to fuck people that fuck bums? Let's put logic to this.
No, the delusion. The delusion is that you don't think you a bum. You think you are the outlier. That's what the delusion is.
No. The delusion is she know he's a bum, but he king ding-a-ling.
I don't give a fuck.
And she think that he's gonna turn into the friend zone guy.
bro.
That's the delusion.
If I'm at my worst, we've all hit rock bottom. We know what that shit feel like. If you like me while I'm at rock bottom, you like people in them type of shit. Like, why would you don't? Who would deserve me at my worst? That don't even make sense. Well, you would deserve me at my worst.
No.
Wait, what? Oh,
look, this kid here. Okay, so there's two different mindsets from women to men and men to women, and I hate saying this. I got to take the glasses back off. One of the things that we value women for, although it is not as prevalent in modern day women as it was in yesteryear, according to legend, is that one of a woman's best attributes is her ability to nurture. So the reason why women oftentimes are attracted to these bums is because they feel this maternal inside instinct to repair something.
Oh, y'all going down the rabbit hole right now.
Hold on. The problem with that is the fact that she has no idea why she thinks that way because it's instinctual. But the choices that she's making on who she's deciding to give that part of her nature to is what her detriment is. It don't apply equally on a man because of the fact that if a man takes a woman at her worst and he builds that woman to something, she becomes more marketable to other men. And she ultimately will deceive him at some point in time.
Dude, Myron said it best. A king can take a peasant and turn it into a queen. A queen will never look a peasant's way. That's real life. But I was on the whole tip of take me at my worst, that statement. But we going down the rabbit hole now, boy. And I feel it. Midas, what you about to say? I already know. What you about to say, dog? I see it.
Man, look. I just put it like this. If that's something that you want to do, then do it. You know what I'm saying? I think that in most cases, and I'm not going to say all, but in most cases, like Jose is talking about how he was at his worst, you know, you are an outlier, sir. It is very rare that you can get into a situation to where you with somebody at their worst and it gets better. And you picking them up and you have that level of appreciation for that.
That's why
that is very rare. You're an outlier, sir.
You talking about whether if someone meets someone at their worst, or when they met things were good, but then they hit rock bottom.
Well, let's just keep it a buck
out the gate.
Have y'all all noticed that when you change tax brackets, you change friends a lot of times? Your main core may stay the same, but your associates around you, all that shit switch up. Yeah. When you start to become more successful and hang with different people and you're in different circles now, certain people don't even rock. People that were with you when you were down, they don't rock with you no more. And they tell you that you changed when it don't be you. The whole time it's something totally different. Correct. So it's like opposites attract, all of that stuff. That is with magnets and shit like that. But like in all actuality, you could be with somebody when you're at your worst and y'all could grow together and do all that. It is a possibility. It's not a delusional thought, but it's very rare. That's what makes it special, as Midas was pointing out. It wouldn't be special if everybody was fucking doing it.
Correct.
Well, we would just be like, oh, okay, so did the niggas next door. They did that.
Well, the problem with a lot of those situations is that there's more information behind it. It's like when you hear it at face value, it sounds like that. But your rock bottom when you still gainfully employed. Your rock bottom wasn't, I was out on the street living with a homeboy completely destitute of options and opportunities.
Yeah.
No, I was just in a bad place, probably emotionally. And somebody met me in a position where they had something in them that was willing to help me. Were we friends first, that it transitioned into something else? Was that person also in a situation where he was like, well, fuck it. I'm in a bad place. You in a bad place. We may as well be in a bad place together. Was there a mutual interest that came into play that made that relationship make sense, or at least made trying the relationship make sense? It's not always as cut and dry in a lot of these situations. For a great deal of situations, the man is front loading a bunch of bull crap from the other side. If that man ain't coming in the door with his own kids, he's front loading somebody else's situation. If he has anything available to him and she has less than him, he's front loading a situation. It's more common for him to front load somebody else's situation than her on the opposite end. That's pretty much what the talking point is. I'm going to take more risk. I'm going to take more burden. I'm going to take more accountability naturally for the well-being of everybody involved. Not meaning that she won't take the lead in certain areas to where she's more proficient at, but by and large, I'm eating the greater majority of the risk.
You got it.
And Marvin, you can habitually rubbing your hair like that is killing me.
I keep seeing it look like it's sticking up right here, and it's like automatically making me do this.
No, I just think that you're trying to stun on me because I'm the only bald one in the group.
I'm going there.
You know it's all good. I got enough hair for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
So anyway,
I hope we thoroughly covered that for you, Jose.
Jose know he could pick up a phone anytime, and any one of us will have a conversation and stuff like that. Suddenly I hit rock bottom and she pulled me
Well, see, it's totally different when you already in it and you got time in and then a rock bottom comes. You know what I'm saying? It happens. You go through your trials and tribulations, you get tested, and the tests never end. The tests never end. Just because you got 2 years good, the next 2 might be awful. You know, you may go from making 80 a year to making 30 a year. You know what I'm saying? The job cut back and you trying to build skills so that you can move into another place. Like, things happen, bro. The business might just shut down. They don't have to tell you that they shutting down. They can just, you about to go to work and the doors are chained and locked. They ain't got to tell you nothing. They don't have to give you a severance package. Things happen.
Y'all making me tear up right now. So, in conclusion, so a man thinks, therefore he is. If a man thinks he's downtrodden, if a man thinks that he's incompetent, thinks that he's incapable, is he right or is he wrong?
He's right either way.
If a man thinks that he has what it takes to be successful, he thinks that he has all the tools necessary, he has the skills necessary to gain the tools to get what he needs to get. He thinks that is he right or is he wrong?
He's right. He's right. If he think that he can't get the necessary tools available for him, or if he can't put in enough work to stack up to go get another tool that's needed, he's right. I don't know no other way to put that. If Jose think he can stack 1,000 in a year, he's right. If he think he can't, he's right. Either way, he's right.
Because your actions are going to be predicated by the thoughts in your head. So if you're not telling yourself it's possible, you're not going to try to figure out how to make it a possibility.
If you don't tell yourself it's possible, then, there's 3 different steps here. You got to tell yourself it's possible, then see yourself doing it, and then put the action in. Mm-hmm. If you can't get through all 3 of them first, you're not going to make a move in the right direction. You're going to make a move to prove that you can't, since you said you couldn't.
Well, we say impossible words all the time. We may not use the word impossible, but we use phrases like I can't afford it. I gotta wait till my next check. Insert, you know what I'm saying, whatever here, but those are all impossible phrases and terms. And we say them every single day. and they become so
ingrained,
like, you know what I'm saying, ingrained in our vocabulary that it's normal. Like Robert Kiyosaki said, if you switch from saying I can't afford it to how can I
So
afford it,
how
your
can I?
brain, how can I afford it, your brain automatically starts going to work. Oh man, I got this over here, I got that over there, I got that over there. I don't even play the switch. Whatever, I'm finna
Yeah.
throw it on eBay or Facebook Market, get the $100. I still got my old school Xbox. I got the brand new Series X. I play that more. I'm finna go pop that off, get 140 for that. It's how you can afford it. Then you start to go to work and your brain starts moving. You start exercising your muscle.
So my challenge for the night is that anybody that's on this panel, anybody that's listening, anybody that's talking, is that everybody identify your homework assignment. What's that clutter in your closet that you need to go clean out? What's that situation that you need to deal with and deal with it? Act on it. Fix it. The thing that bothers you the most that you know that you have complete control over solving that problem. Before you pick up the phone and call somebody to talk about it or write it down in your journal or any of the things that you would normally do to decompress yourself from it, rephrase it and say, how am I going to solve this problem? And let that be your method of operation going forward. I think that that's the only way that we're going to exercise the essential skill set of learning how to deal with things that are difficult. If you can't handle a little, you definitely can't handle a lot. So I think that's somewhere in the Bible. I can't get the direct quote in my head, and I know it's somewhere in there. But anyway, closeout time. We have the 59-minute mark. Midas.
My bad. I had to handle, you know what I'm saying, little man a little bit ago. But that's just kind of it, man. Like whatever you think, you know what I'm saying, you got to put your mind to it for sure. I don't want to sound cheesy and cliche, but you got to put your mind to accomplishing whatever it is that you're trying to do, wherever you're trying to go, goals you're trying to meet, and things of that nature. You know, I'm rooting for you on that 1,000 this year, you know what I'm saying, for your savings. That's a big feat. You know, I think the average savings in America's bank accounts, and this is statistically across the board, is less than like $100 in the savings account. So $1,000, that's definitely a big milestone, and I'm rooting for it, and I hope you get it. But I think the biggest takeaway here is converting I can't do it to how can I do it. I can't afford it to how can I afford it. If this, then that. You know, so I think that's the biggest takeaway from today's conversation.
Kadeem, Marvin, y'all want to chime in?
Of course. I've been going through this back and forth for myself as far as making a decision. Because, you know, I'm sitting in this damn studio, and every day I wake up and I choose the safe route when I know that I could come here and, you know, do so much. But it's that overcoming of the fear I want to focus on. I think after getting this accident, it kind of pulled the hustle out of me, and I got safe again. And you know, I got to move towards that uncomfort, like you said, and that's been a challenge for me on a day-to-day. So this conversation really resonated with me a lot. So yeah, that was my biggest takeaway. Is the more I tell myself it's fear, the more I'm gonna move into that fear. So that's in itself.
Yeah. I would say my biggest takeaway from this is to, I would say mainly is to help people to set achievable goals towards a bigger destination. And also that I'm going to be on a computer next show. We're going to go ahead and
Yay.
we're going to go ahead and set the computer up. with my cup of little. And it's crazy. Right after I said that, I cut out again. That was crazy. Yeah, so that's that. But in reality, man, it's good to know a lot of people, think realistic and can put situations from the actual life into what we're talking about to understand how things go. And I think that's wonderful. We appreciate you.
Thanks.
My biggest takeaway is just identifying the fact that we as men it's a lot bigger than just money. It's a lot bigger than just what you see or what you hear or what you subscribe to. That we all have individual homework assignments that we have to do. Like we have to tame our households, and we have to consistently maintain that peace in our households. We have to do right by our money. We have to do right by our children. We have to not look at a situation and say to ourselves, I'm doing things the safe way because of. Is I need to not be safe because of. And see how we can, to Midas's point, how you can reverse that language or reverse engineer what you say to convince yourself on reasons why to do instead of reasons why not to do. And with that being said, once we time out of this, I'm taking my fat ass to the gym. And
nothing wrong with that, man. I would like to go back in one more time and talk about that Xerox theory. I think that is a very prominent thing that we can learn from. And I want to, put out there with Mike Jones, what he does is you're not allowed to call his phone without saying something positive. And you can't say nothing corny and cheesy. Oh, man, I woke up today. So I'm putting it out there. If you plan on calling my phone and dumping off negative shit, I want to hear something positive first. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a lot going on my end too. I got a lot going on my head. I got things going on, you know what I'm saying? Just like everybody else. So I'm going to just put that out there. And I recommend everybody adopt that philosophy is here's something positive first. Tell me something positive first. What's going on with your day? Is the family good? You know what I'm saying? Is the family good? What you accomplish? What book did you finish reading? Did you learn a new coding language? Like, tell me something fantastic before you just lay it at me.
Like, hey, man, my mama's job, but my son is adorable as hell.
Tell me your son is adorable first.
Yeah,
Messed it up right there. Man.
I was thinking about how I was gonna say it, and it's like I mixed it up. But no, like at one point in time, I was like literally I lost a lot of friends, but I gained a lot of peace. See how we switched that language up?
I've been losing friends and finding peace. Well, I mean, dude, like that's it's so serious, bro. It's so serious.
So like literally, it was a point in history to where I had people trained to where before you get into whatever it is that you need to say one thing positive. And if you don't give me something positive, I'll hang up on you. That's it. You lost your privilege to talk to me for the day.
I like that.
You have to hold your peace at a standard. You got to hold your money at a standard and everything else at a standard. What'd you say?
We do this with bill collectors too? Like when they call?
They ain't got nothing good to say.
They ain't never got it.
Right up.
But then again, I don't have to
get you can force them. And still, hey, before we start talking, you need to tell me something positive.
Hold on. Hey,
are you such and such? No, I'm not.
If anyone of y'all got any collections or any bill collectors calling y'all, I want y'all to start. I want y'all to do that. If y'all can record that, I swear to God, I would love y'all to do
it. They're gonna hit you with that. We'll give you an extension, sir. Oh, okay. I like
Fargo. Say something nice. Talk to me nice.
You see what Ashley wrote? That's dope. See, that's love right there.
I've got 3 dogs, absolutely astounding husband that makes me fall in love with him daily.
They in here just showering it with love. I like that.
You know what I'm saying? That sounded like a bunch of.
That it's a woman giving her husband praise openly.
Yeah.
I love that.
That sounded like a whole bunch of like sparkles and balloons.
Yeah, we need sound effects.
Unicorn glitter fart.
Hey,
that's what
we
that's
will be switching. We will be switching platforms
love.
soon. We will be switching platforms soon, and
yes.
we will be adding some of those features in there. I'm gonna get with Midas, and we're gonna have us a little round table meeting. Matter of fact, when we shut this down, everybody stay on the stream so we can kind of discuss that a little bit. But anyway, guys, thank you all for another time of spending quality Tuesday evenings with the Extraordinary Men. I am Mike Jones, aka Phil Jones. Have you known me personally and professionally? That is the King, King Midas the King. That is Marvin the Holman. That is Kadeem Bourne. Y'all all know what time it is. We love y'all to death. Thank y'all for showing up. For all those who consume the content religiously or in passing, we appreciate everything that you guys do for us. We appreciate the shares, the likes, the comments, the subscriptions, and whatever have you. Speaking of subscriptions, before you guys go, make sure to dust off y'all feet and subscribe to the channel. Don't miss out on your opportunity to be a lifetime member of the Extraordinary Men's podcast. Take the phone, scan it up, and make sure you guys tune in. I will sit here and I will wait impatiently to see a handful of people going up there if y'all have not done it already. Everybody
Which way is it at?
Exit,
oh, wrong way.
That
way. That way.
Oh, sorry. Another shameless plug.
That was super corny, but I love all you guys though. Anyway.
Wait. If you're in Orlando and you need a photography studio, we got the works. Tap in with me. One Stop Production Studios. We do photos, videos, podcasts, all of that. Y'all about to see this go to a whole nother plateau real soon. But One Stop Productions, Extraordinary Men. It's been a pleasure.
All right, guys. Peace.